Morning folks, and welcome back to another video. This week I wanted to show you my Haversack. A few of my subscribers had been asking about it and wanted to know what it was and what I carry in it if I'm out for the day. So that's what this video is all about. So I've had this Haversack for years, probably about 25 years, at least 25 years. I bought it from an army surplus store in London, and I know very little about it. It's got some markings on the inside which I'll show you. Maybe somebody might even recognise what it is, because I've tried to find out and I have just no idea. I just keep drawing a blank. I can't find pictures of the same Haversack online. You know, I don't know what it is, but I love it. It's brilliant, you know, I've had it for that long because it's great, and I can't bear to get rid of it. It's just a simple over-the-shoulder bag. I added a strap to it. It didn't have a strap originally, and this is a rifle sling, which I've used as a strap. It does have a grab handle here, and it clearly did have straps once upon a time. I suspect it was probably designed to be worn as a little rucksack. There's a strap at the top, there's a strap at the bottom there. I should imagine it probably had shoulder straps, so you can wear it like a backpack, but they weren't on it. It's got one big closure on the front, one lid, and that fastens underneath with these straps here. Just old school, old-fashioned style straps. They go through a metal buckle. So one large opening, which is double layered incidentally. It's got a thicker canvas on the outside and then a thinner canvas layer on the inside, which also forms a sleeve. So you can put stuff in there, which is quite handy. If you want to put a little ground sheet or something like that in there, that works quite well. It's then got these two wings here, which hold the pack all together and give it a stop water getting down the edges here, and that just ties with a simple cord. Inside the pack, you have one main compartment and a little sleeve down the back. This is soaking wet. My water bottle lid is not on. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Ah. So my bag's now wet. It's leaked everywhere, so everything now in my bag is soaking wet. So apologies for that. It's not been raining, it's not been leaking. It's just my own sheer stupidity. Oh, God. So inside you have one main compartment and a sleeve down the back, which is handy for storing flat things. I keep a little bit of foam mat in there, which I can use as a kneeling pad or a sit pad when I'm out and about, but it also stops things from jabbing through into my back while I'm carrying it and gives the thing a bit of structure. On the front we have another little pouch with 3 buttons, and it's a great little pouch, this one, because it's quite long. It's the perfect size to keep a knife, and I keep my saw in there as well, so they just tuck away in there, out of the way, out of sight. And because there's 3 buttons on there, that's quite well fastened. I don't have to worry about losing them, which is great, and they're readily accessible, and I don't have to rummage for them in the main part of the bag. So I really quite like that. It takes a little bit longer to fasten with these old style fastenings, you know, buttons and buckles and things, but do you know what? I don't mind. Okay, let's have a look at what I carry in here. This varies hugely depending on what I'm doing, incidentally. This is just what I've got with me today. In the summer I would have different things. If I was going out to do specific things, I would obviously have different items in here that are you know, going to be useful for that particular thing that I'm doing, all right? But this is just, you know, this is a selection of stuff that I often do carry this time of year if I'm out and about, stuff that, you know, might be useful. So today it's pretty cold. I've got a pair of gloves in there. I do suffer with cold hands, so it's always worth carrying a pair of gloves for me. So they just live in the top. I carry my Possibles pouch in here. This is fairly comprehensive kit of bits and pieces. It's got fire lighting stuff. It's got stuff I'm not going to use on a day trip out, but I keep it all in one place because this is just like a grab bag for me. Whatever I'm doing, I'll grab this and take it with me. So if I'm out for the day and I've got my Haversack, this will go in there. If I'm out for an overnight, if I'm going on a hike somewhere, this will just stuff down the side pocket of my my main rucksack. Okay, and it's got everything I'll need in there. There's water purification. There's all sorts. My torch is in there. Okay, I've done a little video on this, incidentally, so if you're curious about what I carry in my possibles pouch, have a little check of that video. I've got my water bottle and a nesting cup, so I've got a means of making a hot drink, and also have my honey stove. Sometimes I'll have my larger firebox stove with me, but this is so lightweight, this just stuffs down the back of this little haversack. I don't even know it's there. It's brilliant. So today I've got my honey stove just in case I want to make a hot drink. And I've got my spoon. I've also got my bush chair. It's often something that I do carry with me. You know, if I'm going to be sitting down and relaxing for an hour or two somewhere, that I might well cut some bits of hazel and put my bush chair up so I've got somewhere comfortable to sit. Today I found this convenient log. I'm quite happy. I'm just going to sit on here. I've got a little pouch here which has just got a load of paracord in it. It's always useful carrying cordage with you. You know, my shoelace snaps, for example. I've got something I can repair it with. You know, many uses, many uses. Down in the bottom of my haversack I have a small ground sheet. This is a ground sheet I take with me on overnight trips. Whether I'm sleeping on the floor or whether I'm in my hammock, this will go on the ground. So just somewhere dry and out of the mud to keep stuff. It's useful if I'm going to be doing anything, filming anything or whatever. I can just spread this out and I've got somewhere dry to work. It also would double as a shelter if I got caught out and it started to hammer down with rain. I could quickly rig this up with the paracord that I brought with me into a makeshift shelter. I've got a copy of Richard Mabey's Food for Free book. It's always handy if I come across plants while I'm out and about and I'm not sure what they are or whether they are edible. I can just have a little look in here. It doesn't have everything in here, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good little, you know, pocket-sized book. I don't notice it's there in my pack, and yeah, it's helped me out before. And finally, I have this little foam sit pad, which sits down the back of the haversack. I'm going to sit on this now because it is cold today, and this log that I'm sitting on is cold, and that is, instantly better. Right, so there we have it. Those are the things I'm carrying today, but like I said, you know, this isn't extensive. This would vary hugely depending on where I am, what I'm doing, time of year, etc. It's just what I've got with me today. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other features on this bag then. There's loads of these little loops here, and these are obviously designed for various straps to feed through. So there's two on the front here. There's also a couple of these metal kind of rings here, which I'm assuming straps also went through so that you could lash something onto the lid of this, placing it slightly forward. I don't know, a bedroll or a poncho or something maybe, I don't know. But that's quite useful, so you can strap stuff on, although I haven't got any straps at the moment for it. On the sides of the pack you also have a load more where straps would have gone through originally, and perhaps one underneath here. These are quite useful for strapping things on if I wanted to strap something onto the side, for example. And I used one of those loops to just lark's foot this bit of rifle sling through so I could attach the strap. And that works quite well. I've not had it pull off yet, and I've had quite a bit of weight in it. Inside the lid we have a serial number here, and the letters RAKA and then 1162. I'm assuming that's the date that it was made, November 1962, but I might be wrong there. So if anybody recognises this or knows what RAKA is, you know, drop us a comment in the section below, because I'd really like to know what it is, where it came from, where it originated from. So all in all, a fantastic little haversack. I absolutely love it. But there are one or two things that annoy me about it, namely the straps. They're a bit fiddly, especially with cold hands, fiddly to fasten them and unfasten them. This one inside that you have to tie is a bit of a pain sometimes. But I have been meaning to, and I'm finally going to get around to modifying this pack, modifying this haversack. I've been meaning to do it for about 10 years, just haven't got around to it. So my next video is going to be modifying this haversack. So stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's answered some of the questions one or two of you had. Take care, and I'll see you soon.